Hi, Daria here, and I am now officially screwing around with my brand new $3 webcam. What I'd like to talk to you about today is my favorite role-playing series ever, which is saying quite a lot because if you know me from around forums, I play a lot of role-playing games. I buy a lot, I download a lot, it's my OCD thing. But what I'd like to talk about today is Shining Force. Shining Force. And this right here is my favorite role-playing game ever. This is actually the second game in the series, so we'll come back to you. The first game is Shining in the Darkness, which is an old-school dungeon crawler, which is a first-person, run around in the dark, draw your own map sort of role-playing game. This particular game I discovered while visiting my brother in Minnesota. We were at a Blockbuster, or maybe a FuncoLand, memory's a little fuzzy, but we were leaving, and over in the kind of impulse section, this box was sitting there, and I'm looking at this going, wait a minute, Shining, that looks familiar. Let me look at the back here, and I'm looking, and it says on the back, Shining in the Darkness, vanish the fiendish forces of Dark Soul, and restore the peace to the enchanted kingdom of Thornwood, which, if you've ever played the original Shining Force, Dark Soul, it's the bad guy from Shining Force. Hold on, that can't be a coincidence. And I'm looking, and there's a picture on the back. Again, you're not going to be able to see this very well, but this picture over here is everybody kind of in a tavern, and it shows, you know, anthropomorphic characters, and like this dwarf with this really round nose, and just the art style was, it's the same illustration style as Shining Force. I'm like, no way, this is totally a sequel, or in this case a prequel, but I'm like, no, that's awesome. And of course I begged my brother to, you know, I had no money, I was like 16, I'm like, please, and he's like, no, get out of here, kid, I don't have any money for you. So I didn't buy it. This was not the copy from Minnesota, sadly. I would not play this game until a few years later. This copy actually came from my friend by Frostbear. Hey Bear, thank you, love it. Then we come to the first game of the series, again, Shining Force. My dad bought this game. My dad was into video games probably just as much as me and my brother, and he saw this at Blockbuster, I want to say, or maybe Costco. And he bought it new, so it was Costco. And it says right on the back, role-playing action. So of course, he had to buy it. And I'm glad he did, because he hates the game. He thinks it's too anime. But I totally loved it. Shining Force it's a strategy RPG, which, you know, kind of plays out on battles play out on a grid, and you move your characters kind of like chess, back and forth. And the thing that really sets it apart from... Really, camera? Really? The thing that sets it apart from other role-playing games is really its battle system. What I'm trying to say is the thing that sets it apart from other strategy RPGs is it still manages to be a regular role-playing game. You still go to towns, you still wander around, get the little cutscenes, and talk to the NPCs, and buy shit from the shops. So it's not just, say, like if you played Disgaea, more of a current day series, where you go from battle to cutscene to battle to cutscene to battle, and maybe a menu in between battles to restock and buy your items and armor and weapons. No, Shining Force actually gave you the whole traditional role-playing experience of town roaming, which I love. I'm not really into other strategy series for that very reason, but for this, it was awesome. Neat kind of thing about this copy is my original copy is long gone. It was beat up, it was crappy, I sold it. So this is a replacement, but this does have my original beat to crap manual, missing the cover and like half the pages. You see it goes straight from the page talking about how to use controls, and you get kind of the opening sequence, and then it just, hey look, where I was, you see that, where I was learning to sign my name. Right there. But yeah, it's actually, oh, there's coffee stains all over. I mean, this is awful. This manual looks so bad because I would literally just lay in my room on the floor with this stretched out in front of me, turned to the page where it's got the character art, and I would sit there and I would redraw all the characters from the game, and then I had a copy of actually War Song next to it, which was another strategy RPG. And I would take the hairpiece from Mina and the body from Tao, and I'd make my own Franken characters. And so that was a big part of kind of my elementary school existence was playing this game. So another kind of geeking out moment. I want to say for my 10th birthday, I was at Toys R Us with my mom, and it was the era of Toys R Us where they had the wall of video games with all of the cardboard art, and you go and you take the slip of paper from behind the card and you take it up to the register and someone go and get your game for you. And sitting out, I saw Shining Force 2. And I lost my shit right there and then in the middle of Toys R Us. I was like, Mom, please, dear God, please buy me this game. I love the first one. I will love you forever. You are the best mom in the world if you please buy this game. And she looks at me and goes, your birthday's coming up, forget it. So I didn't get it that day, but I did get it for my birthday. And I was happy, yay! Yay, Shining Force. And this game is pretty much exactly like the first one. They tried out a new character artist, so Gone is the art style that I loved with the first game, but I mean, it still brings back the cute chibi, well, not chibi, but the cute anime characters, and the same gameplay style, the same town roaming, just more of the same goodness. And I fell in love with this game, and I played it for weeks straight until I beat it. And I actually, it's kind of stupid, I got stuck. The part of the game, there's like this tree, and you've got to, I think there's like this piece of wood you've got to put with the tree to unlock the next area, and I couldn't figure it out. And this is back before the days of internet, and I had no guides, and I'll be damned if my parents were going to let me call a 1-900 number to get tips. So I spent 2 weeks of my life, wandering around in this game, fighting random strategy battles. Because actually, there's kind of neat thing about this game. It added was that in set locations, so they weren't really random, but you could re-trigger battles. So they were kind of like, sometimes you'd walk through the grass and nothing, and then other times you'd walk into this area and a battle would trigger, and it was kind of like random encounters, but with strategy game. So that was cool. But yeah, I just walked all over this place looking for the stupid answer to this tree, and it was one of those dumb, like, right in your face sort of experiences, and I finally got through it. So yeah, that was kind of retarded. Another thing I wanted to point about this game, if you notice, those of you with sharp eyes and know your stuff, this is indeed a clamshell case. No, this is sadly not a computer printout. I was a complete retard and actually cut apart the cardboard box and shoved it in a clamshell case. Not only was I stupid and did this to Shining Force 2, I also did this to Crusader of Senti, which is one of the kind of rare, expensive games for Genesis. Oops. So, one of my current kind of ambitions is to replace both of those. Anyway, this video is kind of running a little long, and my initial idea was to throw in, like, video of me playing the games, but I'm still kind of working out my video software issues. So, yeah, that's my Shining Force Genesis games in a nutshell.